Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2019 U.S. Open presented by UnitedHealthcare. IRT statistician JP Edwards in the booth. Today we have some special guests with us for our match. Georgia native Maurice Miller and from Maryland, Troy Wargon, doubles partners on the IRT. Guys, welcome. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, awesome. We're excited to have you guys. You guys have had an excellent season, both playing extremely well, and you guys actually both made the main draw here at the U.S. Open in singles. What was that like for you guys?
Exciting, man. It's nothing like it, you know. It's just an experience that I want to continue having.
And Maurice?
For me, it was amazing. You know, last year I got to be on the court, and I wanted to continue that goal for this year. We're going to see if taking everything I learned and applying it and for future events.
Yeah, awesome. Glad to hear it. All right, so on the court right now, the number one player, Kane Waselenchuk. How did he get here? In the round of 32s, he took out Javier Estrada. On the flip side, number 16, Gerardo Franco, who he's playing against, took out qualifier Bradley Rogers, who had a very impressive streak up until Gerardo Franco to get to this point. So, round of 16s, Kane Waselenchuk, the number 1 seed, Gerardo Franco, the number 16 seed, here live on the U.S. Open Center Court. We've had a lot of interesting matches here on the court so far today and all throughout Minneapolis. We've got 3 different gyms that we are hosting at. Have you guys been able to watch any games so far this week?
I got to catch a couple of matches, you know. It's normally in and out, though. I just have several things to do throughout the day, you know.
Stopping in?
Absolutely, yeah. I've seen a couple matches here, but especially yesterday we were pretty busy. We got to play 2 singles matches to qualify, and then we had 2 doubles matches yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I got the opportunity to sponsor doubles also.
That was cool.
So that was an incredible experience, you know, being able to play with a sponsee, which we appreciate, you know, here at the U.S. Open. So that was awesome.
Yeah, so, I mean, big draw this year, 27 doubles teams, 94 singles players entered into the draw. Now we're down to the top 16 players. Tell me, guys, who's your pick to go all the way? Give me your prediction and your sleeper pick. Troy?
My pick to win, obviously, Kane Waselenchuk. I just wouldn't bet against him. And my sleeper would be Andre Perea.
Andre Perea, who you lost to, and he had an extremely good game, not only against you, but then took out his doubles partner, Lalo Portillo, in the round of 16s. He's already through to the quarters. So I like that pick. That's a good pick. How about you, Maurice?
Obviously, the pick I'm going to go with is Kane. However, for my sleeper pick, you know, Moscoso took out Rocky, who I had the pleasure and honor of playing today.
2 games.
Absolutely, 2 games. So, you know, Moscoso has already got the Grand Slam victory for the first Bolivian tournament. I'm going to pick him as my sleeper, at least making the final.
Yeah, all right. Awesome picks, guys. So as the players are being introduced here, we're going to take a look at the schedule for the rest of the night. Coming up later, we are going to have a little bit of more of a preview show like we had Tuesday night. We're going to go over the draws a little bit. We might have a few interviews here and there, so stay tuned. Keep your eyes peeled for that. That'll be like your guide for the rest of the tournament. After that, we are going to have some doubles, and we're going to start it off with the number 1 team, the defending champs, Daniel De La Rosa and Alvaro Beltran, taking on the legends, Cliff Swain and Rocky Carson. So you're definitely going to want to tune in for that one. That one will be right after the preview show, so stay tuned. Immediately after that doubles match, we will have the number 2 team, Ben Croft and Kane Waselenchuk, and they will be playing against Ochoa and Estrada, so that'll be also a great game that you're going to want to watch. But first up, Kane's single match against Gerardo Franco. So, guys, you know, huge U.S. Open. We've got 2 left under Doug Ganem. We talked a little bit about it. There's so many people here. You can feel the energy throughout the gym. You know, what is this like? Is this the greatest tournament that you've ever been to?
Most definitely, hands down. You can't compare it. It's just the atmosphere of everybody in the building. You know, it just when you're on that court, you just want to rise to the occasion. Just a grand feeling. Like
Yeah.
it's nothing like it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean,
so
for me, it is, like Troy said, one of the greatest events. Not only do you get to play here, but meeting so many people and also reconnecting with the friends that you might have met at a previous event, to me, is one of those things that you can't replicate anywhere else.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
over
really cool.
700 people here, you're bound to meet somebody new.
that's awesome. So right away, Gerardo got a quick side out, and then Kane won it back, so he's back in the box. 0, serving 0. Short serve, second serve coming up here. So, Maurice, you had the opportunity to play number 2 ranked player, Rocky Carson.
Yes.
Incredible player, U.S. Open veteran. And you did extremely well. You scored a lot of points. You stayed in the game, and you gave him right for his money. So, this is a similar experience. Kane Waselenchuk, he's a U.S. Open veteran, the greatest player, right? What would be your mindset or your advice to Gerardo Franco going into this match?
I mean, I would play your game, stay focused and stay composed. At the end of the day, yes, these are racquetball players, and yes, they've got a certain status. However, at the end of the day, they have to do the same thing that you're doing. The game of racquetball doesn't change. So if you stick to what you know how to do and stick to the things and do what you need to do right, let everything else fall into place. Just do your job.
Absolutely,
Yes, it's
yeah.
it is the court, the experience, the lights, the fans, the cheering, but make sure you leave everything you have on the court.
Cool, yeah. Wow, what an awesome answer. So already 2 points in. Kane Waselenchuk with the lead. Goes with a drive serve to the right side. Gerardo picks it up. Kane puts it down the left, and Gerardo's not going to get to that one. 3 serving 0 on the head pen scoreboard. So, ladies and gentlemen watching the stream, I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in today. Please like and share so everybody can enjoy it as well. JP Edwards, IRT statistician, joined by IRT pros Maurice Miller and Troy Wargon. If you're watching today and you have a question for him, go ahead and post it in that chat box and you might get it answered here on the IRT Live. Good serve there from Kane. Gerardo barely gets the racket on it. Kane puts it down the right side, but Gerardo gets it. And he's not going to get to that one. Another point, and Kane is moving. So we've got a replay here for you. Nope, we're still working on that replay a little bit. So now, Troy, walk me through. He's up 5-0. He's the number 1 player. Is Gerardo playing a little starstruck, or is it the court, or is Kane just that good?
I think it's a little bit of both. Playing on the court, it's really hard to see. And Kane, I still think, is the hardest hitting player on tour.
Yeah, absolutely.
He just doesn't show it. He swings so effortlessly. But one thing is you got to forget the name and play to win. A lot of people lose before they step on the court with the greatest player to ever play the game, And it's easier said than done, So if he plays to his strengths, I think he'll do well.
So, Troy, in the chat box, Debbie wants to know, how's the arm?
It's terrible. But, I'm going to take some rest after this tournament, 2 to 3 weeks off, and hopefully, I'll be back playing.
So will we see you guys in Tempe?
Arizona, right?
Yep.
I'm planning on it.
All right, sounds good. Maurice?
Tempe, Arizona is next IRT, right?
Yes, sir.
Unfortunately for me, probably not. I get to ride Troy's coattails when I come to these events because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's the pro out here. I've got work to go to. But I don't know. If work lets me get off, we'll see. I'd love to be out there.
All right, so we've got 8-0 on the head pen scoreboard. Gerardo in the box now, 0-8. So Marcus wants to know, how do you guys stay humble? I mean, you guys we love having you in the booth. You're crowd favorites, fan favorites, that's for sure, in almost every tour stop that we go to. You know, what is it like? What's that mentality of being a professional racquetball player?
It's about, growing the sport, honestly, and I just want to be a good role model to whoever comes next after us. Anybody that has questions for us, we want to give them all the knowledge we have, and give it to them at a faster rate so they can be better than us,
That's awesome. Maurice, walk me through this replay right here. What's going on here?
So Kane wanted to take a shot in that way and felt as though Gerardo was blocking him. However, because of the way that Kane tried to approach that shot, the most as a ref that you can see is that I can give you a replay. It doesn't really look like an avoidable because there wasn't as much contact as needed to be, or he wasn't in a straight away for the shot. I probably would have awarded the replay also.
Awesome. All right, so, on the board now. 1 serving 8.
Wow.
So replay there. What do you guys think? Agree, disagree?
I agree.
So here's another look at it. He keeps the ball alive. Kane goes down the line, right back to him. Gerardo dives but can't get a racket on it. Do you think that's past him, or do you think he had a shot?
He has a shot.
He has a shot. So
He has
good
a
call
shot.
by the ref. We have our professional analysis there, and the ball never lies. So 2 serving 8 on the head pin scoreboard.
With your point about Marcus asking about staying humble, to expound on what Troy said, a lot of it, one, is how I was raised and the people around me in the sport. And then two, I remember being a lower level player and higher level players not wanting to play with me. I remember what that feeling was like, and I never want to give that to somebody else. So it doesn't matter if I'm in there practicing or drilling. Like maybe once if it's a serious tournament like US Open the day before, I might say, hey, okay, let me do a little bit. But if you're someone who's just a beginner and wants to play, let's go in there and hit, man. My job's to grow the sport.
Yeah, that's great.
Especially, you could be the reason why they continue to keep playing,
Absolutely, yeah. 9 serving 2 now. Yeah, and I got to say, being from the area that you guys are from, you guys were some of the first pros that I got to watch live, so that's a really cool experience now, being at the U.S. Open, being able to interview you guys. So
that's awesome,
appreciate
man.
appreciate
that,
having
man.
you.
Glad I was able to give you that experience, man.
And we definitely appreciate being here,
Absolutely.
Very blessed.
So Kane off the wall. Now, we've heard a lot of people talk about it. Obviously, he's one of the best. We've got a replay coming up for you here. Tell me, does he play to the crowd? Does he get the crowd on his side, and what does that do in a match like this?
As far as Kane, right?
Yes.
Kane just hits some phenomenal shots that
Right.
just you have to clap for him.
Right.
It's just like you don't see anybody else hit those shots. So it's like even if you not cheer for him, you have to respect it.
Yeah, I was talking to his coach, Jim Winterton, earlier in the week, and he was telling me, when Kane practices, like I said, any pro can hit a down-the-line shot from the service box. Any pro can kill that shot. But not every pro can take it from 40 feet behind the back, between the legs, and pinch roll out. He goes, well, when he practices, that's how he practices. Those are the shots he takes. He takes the exact same shots that he takes when he plays in a real tournament. And, that's how he gets so good at them. A good shot there from Gerardo.
Kind of reminds me of Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Honestly. Just the mindset, the mentality, how they train, work out, it's all related to make them better. And they take aspects outside of racquetball or basketball in their case and apply it to the sport they're trying to master.
Yeah. So Justin Simpson in the chat box just tuned in, who is in here being interviewed. It's JP Edwards, IRT statistician. I am joined by IRT pros Troy Wargon, Maurice Miller, giving us some really good content here for this match. We appreciate you guys being here. Second serve coming up, 3 serving 9. So with every match, we've had the crowd filling in a little bit more here and there. And another good shot from Gerardo. So, you know, you hit a shot like that, Maurice, against a player like Kane. Does it build your confidence? You start to play a little bit better? We see Gerardo going on a little bit of a run here.
Absolutely. It helps build the confidence because it helps you show that, okay, like a guy named Kane, like you said, is the greatest racquetball player. So you believe he's able to get everything and he's able to retrieve everything, shoot everything, and you've seen clips of him doing this.
Yeah.
And so when you hit that shot, you're like, oh, wait, maybe that's a little bit of a horror weakness. Okay, well, let me see if I can squeeze another shot in here.
There you go.
And to add to that, I think he just needed to score his first point and see himself score.
Mm-hmm.
And that will build on everything else he does in the match.
All right, so a 6-point lead now, 10-4 on the head pin scoreboard. Kane down the drive. He goes down the left side, but it's called short. Second serve.
I will say, you know, as a pro at this point, Franco being down 6 points and Kane only needing 5, I probably would take a timeout at this point because you get one, but you try to slow him down. Yes, he's the greatest racquetball player, and yes, he's got an over 90% win rate, but he is human, and so you try to do your best to try and stop his momentum because once it gets going, it's pretty hard to stop.
Yeah, 91.7 win percentage. That's pretty impressive. The next highest is 72, and that's Rocky Carson. So a 20% difference.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
pretty great. 11-4. And so you guys, you know, you travel together. You play together a lot, play a lot of doubles together. Do you also coach each other?
No.
So it's just, yeah, go ahead, Jordan.
Yes and no, but more in the sense that yes and no, but more in the sense that we motivate each other, we inspire each other, we make sure that we don't give up, we make sure we fight for every point. So we have to remind each other instead of trying to play smart, play to your own strengths.
Yeah.
Play to what made you good personally.
You're like a hype man.
Exactly,
Yeah,
in a
got you.
sense.
Okay.
And he does the same for me. Even in doubles, we do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Play you. That's what we say to each other.
Yep. So, you know, tell all the fans watching, a lot of them may not know, when you have, you know, a travel buddy or somebody you play with, is that, like, normal for all the players on tour to kind of have somebody that's always in the corner or maybe a group of people?
I think it is.
Yep.
You know,
Like the Colombians, you know,
Yeah.
Mario, Sebastian, Eduardo, all of them. And then you've got Lalo and Andre and Rodrigo, the young Mexican group.
most definitely. And it definitely helps to have somebody in your corner because they could see something that you can't, you know? So
Yeah,
There you go.
Like you said, when I do travel, I do tend to go to many of the tournaments that Troy is at. One, because we do talk to each other, you know, hyping each other up and everything like that also. But also because we're consistent and playing with each other, we have a greater chance of winning than just finding somebody that we might not have played with before.
Awesome. We're seeing a lot of love in the chat box for Troy and Maurice. Definitely a fan favorite.
and the love is shown to them too. Always. We do this for y'all. Most definitely.
We appreciate you guys. You know, if you're here or watching away, if you ever see me, please, you know, I would love to meet you.
Awesome. There you go, guys. So back onto the court now, 12 serving 4. The timeout worked. Gerardo got back into the box, but then another quick side out from Kane, who's serving now 12 serving 4, an 8-point lead. Another short serve. Second serve coming up. High lob to the backhand side. Lob Nick. Gerardo goes for the splat and skips it cross court. Another point. Kane now 2 points away from winning game 1. Another short serve, going second serve. So what adjustments here, what kind of things does Gerardo need to do down by a lot of points to Kane Waselenchuk? What does he need to do to kind of reassess the situation, get back into it, and maybe not win this game, but prepare himself mentally for the next game and to force a tiebreaker?
He needs to change the momentum now before this game's over, or he's going to have the same mindset and body language going into the next game. So he has to fix it now.
Yeah, with Troy saying, I mean, some players, when they're playing, like to try to, I wouldn't say choke it, but they stiffen up a little bit and short arm it, just shoot.
All right, so there you heard it, folks. 15-4, Kane Waselenchuk took game 1 here at the U.S. Open. We will be right back. JP Edwards with Troy Wargan and Maurice Miller here on IRT Live.
Do you have any idea how your mattress affects your body and how well you sleep? Is it too hard or too soft? Now you can get the total body support you need and the better sleep you want with the new MyPillow mattress topper.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell. When I invented my new MyPillow mattress topper, I made it to have everything you'd ever want in a topper. My mattress topper helps give you the support you need, helps relieve your pressure points, and regulates your body temperature for you as an individual. It comes with a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry the cover. It's made in the USA, and I back it with my 60-day money-back guarantee.
Go to MyPillow.com or call now to get your very own MyPillow mattress topper. Use the promo code and Mike will give you 30% off and 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free. Order now.
I personally guarantee it's going to change your bed into the most comfortable bed you'll ever own.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. IRT statistician JP Edwards joined by Troy Wargan, Maurice Miller. Everybody who's watching the chat box, please like and share the stream. Also, go ahead, post your questions in here. You might get your questions answered live. Troy Wargan, Maurice Miller from Maryland and Georgia, IRT pros. Tell me, guys, what's your favorite thing about being an IRT pro?
Man, when I was a rookie, when I signed that first autograph, and then I took a year off and came back, and I saw a junior, and he was like, "Where'd you go, man?" And I was like, "I took a year off." And he's like, "Man, I still play racquetball because of you." And that was inspiration. That was inspiration to keep going, and it's bigger than just me.
Wow, really cool story.
Yeah, for me, I didn't consider myself an IRT pro for the longest just because, to me, I might not have had the technical skill or the resume to qualify myself as a pro. But when you've got the fans that say, "Hey, look, you're a pro," after a while, you're like, okay, maybe I need to start believing it. But like Troy said, I signed my first autograph in Chicago in March. And it's one of those feelings when you see somebody come up and absolutely enjoys meeting you. I will live for that all day. I just met a junior today, Cole, and he knew who I was, and it was like, oh.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I did this, I did it different, so don't change what I do.
No, his name isn't in the box. It's never been fully in the box.
It's automatic. Everything is automatic.
All right, Kane off to a quick start here, 1-0. So, while I still have you guys here, Conrado Moscoso came out, played 2 great games, took out the number 2 ranked player in the world, Rocky Carson. What does that mean, for the rest of the bracket? What does that translate to for the rest of the season now that a lower ranked player took out somebody like Rocky Carson? Or even last year's upset between Alvaro Beltran and Kane. What does that do for the rest of the players?
It gives everybody confidence, knowing that these guys are beatable, but we can't really sleep on Moscoso because he won the Bolivian Grand Slam. Like, if he had opportunities to go to all these tournaments, I think his ranking would be very different, especially playing against them last night.
I'm with
All right.
Yeah, I'm with Troy. I mean, if Moscoso is a lower seeded player and he's able to take out Rocky, especially for this bracket, as the other players, I'd be like, okay, who is this guy? But he's also won the Bolivian Grand Slam. So you kind of have to figure he's like that. But the thing is, with Rocky consistently making a final or so, what is it going to do to the standings? And how is everything going to shift? Especially with Tempe coming up.
Yes, most
All
definitely.
right, so, Kirti in the comments. Kirti, how you doing? He asked Troy and Maurice, will you guys be competing at any of the national events, like national singles or doubles this year?
We definitely committed to national doubles this year, so expect us on Team USA. I know that might sound a little arrogant, but I never expect to lose, even if the odds might not be in our favor.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to see Team USA on the back of you guys. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, we did commit, like you said, to national doubles. So this would be my first time ever going.
Me too.
Wow, awesome.
Me too.
That'll be exciting. So there you guys just saw a replay of the last shot. Gerardo in the box with his first point. 1 serving 3 on the headpen scoreboard.
Like in the replay, it was, Kane taking off the back wall close to Gerardo. When I first came up, it was a lot closer. There's a lot more contact growing up.
Yes.
So when that happens, I'm unfazed by it. I'm willing to go with it. It's different now. So at first you might be like, oh, okay, but then it's like, oh, okay, I've been here before. I've done this.
And quite frankly, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
So a great shot there from Kane. So do you feel like Kane is kind of starting to pick up the momentum, getting in his groove, getting comfortable?
I believe Kane in any tournament gets better and better with each round, with each shot, with each serve. He just gets better. If you want to take out Kane, it has to be in an early round when he's warming up, in my opinion.
And see, that's how Troy says, and I think it's different. I think Kane's more beatable the longer the tournament goes on.
So you mean the farther in the rounds or the farther in the season?
The longer, okay. So for this tournament, I say the further he is, like the more court time he's got.
Yep.
As for season, it depends on his recovery. He's able to go home from there. Now, especially with this season, we've got a couple events back-to-back. So that will be interesting to see because a lot early in Kane's career, he wasn't logging in the amount of court time that everyone else was doing. Like he'd go in and out, especially that run he had where he basically went undefeated the entire season and didn't drop a game. That's the amount of time on your body that you don't have to go through that another player might have to go through. Let's say ourselves who had to go through 2 rounds of qualifying first.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But ace there by Kane. He brings the heat when he serves.
Like I said, he's still the hardest hitting player on tour. He swings so effortlessly. And another ace.
If you were Gerardo in this situation, what goes through your mind?
What goes through my mind is to keep fighting and find a way to get in my groove. Not necessarily find a weakness because Kane doesn't really have a weakness,
And
it's just play to my own strengths.
And let's put it this way too. You know, we've spent some time talking with Gerardo being down. How would you feel if you're in Kane's position? You know, you've won game 1 15-4. You're up game 2 7-1. What's going through your mind at this point?
Me personally, I'm gonna think, keep that killer instinct, keep that killer mindset, so I can get out of here and get some rest.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking, because you have a lot more matches to play, including doubles.
Yep, he's got doubles coming up later tonight. So I want to build on that question a little bit here. So if you're Kane, he has 14 U.S. Open titles. That's more than half. He's won more than half of the U.S. Opens in existence. He's going for number 15 here. So with each title that you win, is that more confidence going into the next tournament, or is that more pressure to fulfill everybody's expectations, or a little bit of both?
I don't. Would you like
I'm
to answer
definitely
that?
going to go a little bit of both,
Little bit of
because you've won it so many times, you expect to go in there and win. But because you've won it so many times, you know everybody's going to be gunning for you, and you've got a major target on your back. And so, especially because, and it's no offense to Kane, but Father Time's undefeated. You've got some of the junior players coming up who are talented. You know, these guys are extremely talented. And so, like you said, with the expectation of being number 1, I have to go in here and I have to win.
You know, I view it as different. I think it's a different form of pressure. I think he embraces it. Instead of thinking, oh, I have to win this or people are going to look at me different, I don't think he cares. He does this so he could keep going.
Yeah.
This is what he looks forward to. Well, I have 14. Let me get 15 real quick.
Yeah.
And if I'm still dominant, I'm coming back and winning 16 and 17. So I think he views it as fun. This is what he looks forward to.
Awesome.
Making a record that nobody can break.
Awesome. Thank you, Troy and Marie. Some really good content there. We will be right back with the rest of Game 2 here on IRT Live.
All right, did you know I was the Mommy Slam Dunk Champion?
Really?
Yes, really don't sound so surprised.
Let's see it.
Oh, you're ready. All right, here we go. Let's hear the crowd. So go to right, go to left, fake 'em out. Mama, go up, up, up.
She did it.
Again?
You can't avoid gravity, but UnitedHealthcare can help you avoid financial surprises by helping you compare costs and doctor quality ratings. UnitedHealthcare.
So I'll read it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the IRT Live. We've got Kane Waselenchuk with a 9-1 lead. The International Racquetball Tour would like to thank all the players that participate in any sanctioned event. The tour would also like to thank the millions of fans watching along at home and those who are lucky enough to make it to one of our events. We would also like to thank the Reaching Your Dream Foundation. Their mission to support young athletes from around the world with needed resources to achieve success, both on and off the court, to develop successful careers in sports and life. Visit www.reachingyourdreamfoundation.org to give today.
And I also would like to thank Reaching Your Dream Foundation. I'm very grateful. I'm blessed to have the opportunity for them to help me with hotels or traveling expenses. It's been a great deal for me, and I'm sure that the other athletes can say the same.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody can, please donate to them. What they're doing helps the pros, especially the young pros. They help with hotel and travel expenses, but their main goal also is to teach the pros how to carry themselves on the court, how to carry themselves off the court. You know, what's going to happen when you get to a certain level. You know, certain clinics that they run over the summer. It's just going to help these guys in the future, you know, and that's a cause that, in my opinion, is beneficial, and I'm wholeheartedly going to support it.
Awesome.
And they help build character.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, guys. So, Gerardo, we saw him take a timeout. He's down.
That was a heat stroke.
He was down 9 points, took a timeout, came back on, got the side out. So a successful timeout, but then right again, like we saw with the last timeout, Kane's back in the service box.
Kane's throwing him so many different looks. He's got so many weapons that he's doing a fantastic job of keeping Gerardo off balance. You know, Gerardo might want to go left or right, but which way do I go? Do I go forward, back? Because Kane's hitting pinches, he's hitting down the line. It doesn't help that he's also hitting it like a freaking lightning bolt, you know?
That makes it a little more difficult to get to. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Expert analysis there. Oh,
great
good effort there from Gerardo, and he gets the side out, and the crowd loves it.
See, that right there is hard. You know, sometimes you got to will it.
Yes, it's the #1 player in the world, but I'm going to show him that I'm not going to give up.
It's a pride thing, but it's well needed.
Wow, ace serve. You don't see Kane get aced very often. That's a great serve right there. Gerardo still has a lot of work to do, though, to get back into the second game.
It's 1 point at a time, nothing more.
So stay tuned after this game, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have some more games coming up for you, starting it off with some doubles. Daniel De La Rosa, Alvaro Beltran taking on Cliff Swain and Rocky Carson. Should be a really fun match, so make sure you tune back in for that one right after this. Wow, Gerardo with some great hustle, but Kane just stayed in the middle of the court there. Is any of that hustle doing anything? Is that even worth it if Kane is just able to sit in center court and make him run around?
It's always worth it because you never know what's going to happen. That next ball that comes off Kane's racket could be a skip.
That's a great point.
But, if you don't go get that ball, you're just conceding the point.
I agree with Troy. If you hit a good shot and you just expect me to give up, then I'm not putting any pressure on you. I'm going to be like, oh, okay, he's just going to get it.
Exactly.
Playing Rocky earlier, I would hit a good shot, but because he didn't give up and because of his height, he was able to retrieve certain shots and get it back to the front wall.
And it's frustrating to the opponent when you see him getting everything. You feel as if you have to roll the ball out,
Yeah. So people want to know in the chat box, when you guys go home, do you incorporate parts of your playing style at home into your game? So, is there a certain type of style that you have in Maryland with the pros in Maryland and the pros in Georgia that has kind of translated into your game on tour?
I play my best when I play my game. Sometimes I tend to fall away from that. Sometimes I'll try to play textbook or what we call the smart way instead of playing my typical risky way. That's what made me good, what got me to this level. So if I can stay within my game style, I typically do well.
I'm going to, for me, my playing style is absolutely my game. I don't think you're ever going to be able to say, okay, Maurice, you play like somebody else or whatever. I want you to be my game. That way it's that much harder for you to read.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Kane Waselenchuk won this game 15-4, 15-2 over Gerardo Franco. He will move on to the quarterfinals, and he will face the winner of Javier Mar and Carlos Keller. What a great game that'll be as well. We'll have that later for you here on the IRT Live. Right now, I'd like to give a huge shout-out and thank you to Maurice Miller, Troy Wargon. Thanks for joining me in the box. We'd love to have you guys back again. Your insight was amazing. Anybody you'd like to thank or give a shout-out to before we close?
I'd like to shout out everybody in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area, and all the new family members that have been added to my racquetball family.
Yep.
Awesome.
I do this for you. I wish to improve to make y'all proud and, grow the sport so we can still live and even become bigger than what we've ever been,
Yep. I'd like to thank Gearbox, reaching your dream. Everybody in Georgia, thank you. Any fans that I've met or haven't met, I appreciate you. Without you guys, I don't know what I'd be doing. So I'd love to thank y'all.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Once again, that's Maurice Miller and Troy Wargon from the IRT Tour. All right, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have Dean Baer, voice of the IRT, in an exclusive interview with number 16, Gerardo Franco. We're really excited about that. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back here on IRT Live.
I think one of the biggest things about Gearbox is just the quality and the reliability of their product. I know that no matter what I do, whatever product I choose, whatever racket I choose, I'm going to like it no matter what. It's something that's very comforting as a player to have a very consistent product in your hand every single practice session, match, after match. It's just really nice to have. My name is Bobby Horn. Don't make a mistake. Get yourself an M40 right now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Dean Baer here in the booth with me is a round of 16. Unfortunately, on the bad end of that match, Gerardo Franco. But personally, I want to thank you, Gerardo, because you had a great U.S. Open. I want to congratulate you. So tell me a little bit about your U.S. Open experience. This is the best you've ever done at a U.S. Open, correct?
Yes, this is my best experience of the U.S. Open. Like, this is the furthest that I've got ever in my past U.S. Open, so I'm feeling pretty good.
So give me a little information about, you play all of our Tier 1s, so you make the round of 16s out of Tier 1. How special is it to make the round of 16s at a Grand Slam event like the U.S. Open?
Like, at the beginning, I couldn't realize it because at the Tier events, almost all of them I got to the round of 16s. So when I won my first match, I was on the round of 16s. I was like, no, but this is the U.S. Open, so this is a big deal. So I was excited for it.
Well, very good. Good showing for Gerardo Franco. Any sponsors you want to thank, Gerardo?
Yeah, I want to thank the Richard Dorn Foundation, because if it would have been for them, I wouldn't be here for sure. And all the few tournaments that I've been traveling around. And I also want to thank Bob Bedford, because he has been supporting me throughout my whole career. And my mom, my family, my girlfriend that they are watching back home in Monterrey, Mexico. And also all of you guys that you do a great job for the sport. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Gerardo. Once again, congratulations. Wait right here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be...
Also, I'm a new...
You may kiss the bride.
Oh, get your birdseed ready, honey.
UnitedHealthcare helps connect you to care whenever you need it.
So I'm not going to need stitches then?
No, just the antibiotic cream. Oh, watch out. Oh.
UnitedHealthcare.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. IRT statistician JP Edwards here with today's champion, Kane Waselenchuk. Kane, another great win. You're on to the next round. How did that win feel?
It was good. It was good. A little sharper than the first round. I think that's only the second time that I played Franco. He's good kid, right? I mean, very respectful. He's going to be good. He's going to be really good.
Awesome. So tonight you have doubles, your first round of doubles. How are you feeling about, starting off this tournament in your doubles bracket?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm excited to play with Ben. We don't get to really play all that much. I think, this is pretty much the only tournament we play together. I'm excited. Doubles always kind of gets me in the groove for, my quarters tomorrow and stuff like that. So it should be fun. I mean, there's a good one about to happen right now. So I'm going to sit around and watch it. I'm a fan now.
Wow, awesome. I'm glad to hear that. So, your first match, you were getting warmed up. You're kind of getting into the groove, used to the court. A great performance now. Are you starting to feel a little bit more comfortable, more confident, getting in touch with the crowd a little bit more for your singles?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. Every year I come here, it's this transition of playing on this court. And, you think after as many times as I played on the court that it would just kind of come naturally, but it doesn't. The first round, losing some balls in the glass, and the second round here, I was losing less, and feeling a little bit more comfortable. In a court like this, your footwork is that much more important, just looking forward to, continuing the battle.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. That's number one, Kane Waselenchuk, JP Edwards, IRT statistician. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of cool events tonight. We have doubles for you. Rocky Carson, Cliff Swain taking on the number one team, Alvaro Beltran and Daniel De La Rosa. Stay tuned here on IRT Live.
My name is Sebastian Fernandez. I'm 18 and I'm from Mexico. Before being part of the Reaching Your Dream Foundation, I dreamt of being in the top 50. And now I'm in the top 22, and that is because Reaching Your Dream Foundation has helped me cover my expenses for traveling and hospitality, which helps me focus on my game and allows me to travel to more tournaments that I couldn't do it by myself.